better this location.
Okay, great.
Uh,
All right.
it looks.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. Welcome to South Africa.
Welcome to Hawaii.
Thank you. It looks beautiful. Wow. Gorgeous. Well, I'm not in the Magaliesberg, which is the cradle. I'm in Johannesburg.
Oh, oh,
So we'll have to do another one. We'll have to set up another one in the Magaliesberg area, the cradle of humankind.
is that down further south?
No, it's north, sort of west.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, in the mountains. It's beautiful there. Do you know
Oh,
do
wow.
you know about the cradle?
Well, so northwest. No, I haven't been to that area.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's on that sort of 33-degree noetic line or whatever it's called, that line that comes down from the pyramids all the way down
ah,
through down to Adam's calendar.
wow. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
also, it's in the Adams calendar area though.
Adam's calendar is about 3 hours away from that
East.
area,
Okay, okay.
sort
Oh,
of south.
oh, south.
Um, but but it's still, it's still got that energy. It's like that. It's sort of a vortex of its own, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've been doing some good work out there.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, some
What,
great work.
what are you doing in Johannesburg?
I just travel back and forth, between there and here and overseas. So I do work because Johannesburg's the city. So sometimes I have to come back out of the
Yeah.
mountains and into the city
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do some work. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So William, I mean, the last time we chatted, it was kind of about Kundalini, and it's interesting. We haven't really had a proper discussion since Yelm, I guess.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's been a while, and there's so much to share. I mean, there's so many things to share. There's your work, and you were just letting me know a little bit about your work with kind of consciousness and the brain and thought, and so it would be interesting to maybe talk about that. And I've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of work with the idea of multidimensionality,
Um,
and helping
um,
people to open up their dimensions
yeah.
and how all of that works together. So maybe we can somehow just jump in and just see, where the conversation goes, but something around that.
Yeah, well, I've been um, actually primarily working with aspects of the physics of consciousness in the biological system. Uh, Me and Nassim Haramain are actually working, starting a paper together on that topic. Um, and it's been just so exciting because um, I've got a lot of the understanding of the molecular and cellular biology and a fair amount of the physics. And but when I get to collaborate with him, he can fill in a lot of what I'm missing. I can reciprocally do so for him, and it spawns these new ideas, like new ways of seeing the biological system, the organism, uh,
Very
and so
exciting.
it's been really cool.
How
uh,
exciting!
yeah, yeah. Um, but Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned multidimensionality as well, because it's what I've actually been looking into a lot today with the research. It's very interesting. Like, uh, I kind of had a personal epiphany experience with that. Just kind of in terms of, it's more like astrophysics, cosmology, but looking at black holes, uh, and black holes are actually most probably uh, more like a yin yang type system, where on one end there's a what we call a black hole, but on the other end there's a white hole.
Wow.
Well, it just so happens that the origin of our universe, well, a particular universe, that it's a black hole in another universe. Uh, but um, because of this connection, um, they're like spiraling vortices, and there's basically a wormhole between the black hole and white hole. So you can send messages through. And there was some speculation. Well, you've got this universe that is billions of years older than our universe, existed billions of years prior to the emergence of our universe through that one. Uh, could it be possible that there are beings there sending us messages through this kind of umbilical cord like connection? Uh, and to me, I kind of had this flash, a very resounding yes, uh, that connection, we can experience within ourselves, and we'd be. I think that we can be in communication with these really, you know, godlike sentient beings from across the veil.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. So how did that happen for you? How did you make that connection?
Well, so I went, because it was something that just like struck me. Like when it was said, it struck me as like yes, like, and it was just a flash that like I saw it and like felt I resonated with that perspective, and whether it's true or not, you still use it. And,
Totally.
yeah, and so I went and I always have a midday meditation to kind of uh, relax and recoup. And what I've been doing at this midday meditation most recently is spending the time to connect with higher sources, connect with deeper sources within, and so this was a perfect opportunity to connect uh, through that wormhole, that stargate, that universal umbilical cord to these, I don't even know, master consciousness. I don't even know what you call it, if we even have that kind of terminology available in our lexicon. I don't know. But it was a really good, meditation. Really good connection. Very
Yeah,
empowering.
it's such an important time as well at the moment because there's so much going on and so much. I mean, you're kind of in a vortex there, so I think it comes a little easier through a vortex. But I mean, for the rest of the world, I think, and I'm aware of like when I'm in a place where there's more people that are conscious, the information comes through more easily. But when I'm in the
Yeah,
city or I'm in a grid or, I'm around people who have limited thinking, it's much harder to access that kind of information. And
yeah.
I don't know how the video stream going for you, by the way.
So it actually just got a little bit choppy.
Yeah,
How
the actual quality of the video is not great, but I'm still hearing you, so I think we should just keep going.
it could help if the sun's setting here. It could help if I get a little bit better lighting.
It's fine. I think
Um,
it's just I don't think it's going to help. I think it's
uh,
just the video stream quality, but I think it's fine if we can at least hear each other.
yeah. The audio quality is just fine.
Okay, great. So, um, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you kind of somewhat in a world of your own there in Hawaii. But I
You
mean,
know,
part of why I'm interested in doing these streams is because here down in the southern tip of Africa, it's like we really want to sort of stream some of the energy out and just keep that kind of grid, of the new information coming in. Um, because it helps people to stay connected to what's new and what's fresh and what's uplifting.
yeah, yeah,
Because there's,
yeah,
I don't know, the last weekend, even the solstice was kind of an intense time, and the earth's going through a lot of flooding, and there's a lot of change, I mean, ongoing.
yeah. It's really interesting. The solstice was also a supermoon.
Right.
Yeah, right on the solstice. That blew me away.
I know, and interesting alignments with apparently Jupiter and the supermoon and the sun were in conjunction. And
uh,
that's got sort of all sorts of interesting archetypal stuff around Shiva, and kind of these guru master figures with water and the sun, and it's just been fascinating.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then, you look at India and you see these rivers flooding and you see this Shiva figure, with just its head above the water. And it's like, what is going on?
Well, so there's the destruction that comes in to make way for the rebuilding of the new. You know,
Right.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
interesting in alchemy, they talk about seven phases of alchemy, and calcination is like the first step where you put the lead into the fire and it starts to cook. And the second step is dissolution, where you dissolve the substance back into water.
uh-huh.
And so it's like a worldwide dissolution, that we keep having to go through that alchemical process. So
Yeah, and it really is a transmutation, alchemical transmutation. And
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what's nice about sharing like this is that it kind of it's an opportunity to keep people's minds on future, on hope,
yeah.
on something that's flowing in as opposed to what's going out.
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it really is. It's just it's gonna be such an interesting um, future in store for us. I mean, we're just on the cusp of so many amazing potentialities, and even to a certain degree, what my mind has been on is the singularity, the singularity point, which I see us kind of inexorably gravitating towards faster and faster. Uh, and the singularity point is the singularity. It's a name that is denoting the point at which our information uh, capacities is a civilization actually reaches a critical threshold, and there's so much information available, so widely available and accessible, that really the solution to almost any problem is there. It just becomes a matter of uh, orchestrating the right resources and acting on it. But I really do think that there's the potential for a really monumental revolution in our civilization. That And this is just from a purely technological perspective. Of course, that mirrors the awakening in consciousness that's occurring as well. But it'll be an emergence into a completely new civilization. But I use that kind of. Uh, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, because I really don't think that our present system can be accurately termed a civilization. Certainly not civilized,
Right.
uh, given the structural violence inherent in our system. Uh, I mean, calling that a civilization is laudable. I'm laughable. This, there's yeah, but I think that there's the potential in the very near future. Uh, 2050 is always often a date that's thrown around quite a bit, but a point that's the singularity, a point where we can emerge into a true civilization where the greater awareness of interconnectivity, within the awareness of the fact that you're connected to everyone and all things, where's the room for violence in that? You know,
I
uh,
know. What's interesting is a lot of people have the ayahuasca movement has been quite big. I've never done it myself, but I don't know if you've done it, but or if you'd be interested in talking about it at all. But there's something about the web, the kind of web of interconnectivity and the grid and the earth and all of that that is seems to be I mean, it's definitely moving. Definitely. People who aren't ready to take leaps are just taking leaps, huge, jumps, because they're just done with the past. They just can't do it for another day. So it's been interesting because in my work, I use this idea, this kind of family constellations type structure, which is, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. I'm just worried about The light.
Oh, don't worry, I can hardly see you anyway, so we'll just go with the voice. I mean, I can
Okay.
see you a little bit, but hardly.
Okay.
As
Because
long as you
I
try
can
and
turn.
sing in the dark. I'm just enjoying listening to you and the birds singing, so
I can turn on some
it's
lights.
fine. It's totally fine.
Okay. Okay.
Um, the interesting thing about this family constellations type method, which I told you about a little bit, I don't, or did I? Did I tell you about it?
The what now?
It's called family constellations.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
It's a indigenous method. It was kind of studied through the shamanic tradition of the Zulus.
Oh, wow.
And it looks at how to sort of tap into the ancestors, and it's kind of got a shamanic aspect to it. But it's been applied in many different ways. So it's a mix of things now, and practitioners use it to sort of look at themes coming in through the morphogenic field and through family kind of histories and stuff like that. And it's fascinating. I mean, it's a fascinating methodology. You can use people in the room, if it's a group gathering, to kind of tap into information in people's lineage,
Oh, wow.
almost like a sort of a DNA stream of memory.
Uh-huh.
And then you can work with that field of information and history going back that's being held in that person's system. And of course you can go back in time. You can also go forward in time. You can go sideways. Um, so it's quite interesting because it is a tapping in process. It's kind of helping people to understand that they can be a channel for their own anything, for their own investigation.
Well, and you connect with your ancestral lineage.
You can. You can.
Uh-huh.
So that's one potential. Like you can if somebody decides to do a piece of work looking back in time at their unfinished business, say for example, then you can choose people in the group to represent ancient ancestors or somebody that may have been the cause of the problem or something like that. And the person that's being
Oh,
represented taps into that information of that person and basically downloads it into the room. And then you get to work with it directly.
wow.
So, and my sort of feeling is that those beings, they actually come. So whoever the ancestors are, or the future beings, or whatever, whoever's invited arrives. Are you there?